Sensor alert. Anomaly detected. Negative sensor read. Perimeter movement detected. Possible...
There we go. Personal record, Dr. Brian Virgil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone! Do you understand me? I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan, and if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the Corsairs can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives...
This is Dr. Elliot reporting for the Bioscience Division. March 22-24. We just received another batch of subjects, but as my previous report stated, we're at an impasse here. More of the same won't help. The two most promising strains of FEV have been adapted to an ideal state, but we're still missing something. I am officially echoing the team's position. The most likely progress for our research on synthetic organics requires new avenues of exploration. Additional Commonwealth subjects will not help. It's the same problem across the board: exposure to too much radiation. We need someone new. There's a proposal we'll be putting forward. I am not entirely comfortable with it, but it seems the best course.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically engineered crops.
Doctor.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing.
Like what?
I was just about to explain. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of studies such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds. We've even started to explore the idea. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential...
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, we've done a good job making them seem lifelike. The initiative is still in its early stages.
Right.
I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time.
I'm an outsider.
Even if science isn't your passion, our projects sometimes require an agent who can work on the surface. From what I've heard, you are both fearless and resourceful. In any case...
Is there anything...
There might be. Tell you what, you get settled...
Uh-huh. Clayton.
Good to see you again. Did you need something?
You mentioned...
In that case, you'll want to introduce... He's our top Dr. Volker, you won't find...
Most men lack the patience to observe and document plant growth.
Doc,
Yes, I'm sure that whatever you have to say is very interesting, but now simply isn't a good time.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results.
Reports on batch 274.
She's been at it for over 2 hours.
Hey.
What is she
Child
even
synth
testing?
prototype may truly be the key to our future. Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
I wish I had more time to spend with Quentin, but I can't be in 2 places at once. We haven't been able to crack that one yet.
Not everything you've heard about the Institute is true. Give us a chance.
Well, that was...
excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
What is it you're working on?
Advanced systems, special projects. You've seen the boy, Synth, already. We've been hard at work on him for quite a while now. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute.
A courser chip?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, in case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust, Father. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get...
Is everything okay, Dr. Lee? You seem pretty tense.
Yes, things are... It's fine. I'm sorry, I don't socialize much. I prefer to focus on my work.
Dr. Lee. Tell me about the people...
I'm not sure what there is... Dr. Watson,
Right.
Dr. Orman.
Dr. Lee. I'd like a progress report on your division, if you don't mind.
Taking your new appointment in stride, I see. Very well. We've shifted resources off of other projects, like the Child Synth, to focus on Phase 3. I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful. I understand those depend heavily on you. This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh. It's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations, some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course, it's not really Sean. None of his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are put off
Safety
by his
first.
presence.
Remember that.
If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
In case anyone didn't mention it, quiet time runs from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
It's really exciting having you here. I can't wait to see what you can do.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted.
Sure. That's amazing.
Oh, anyway, I really hope you...
Uh-huh.
Sleep is such a waste of time. I'd rather be designing more efficient plasma emitters.
Dr. Orman.
If you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths. One day, I'll design a more efficient reactor to replace that old clunker in the basement.
Dr. Lee.
No visible reaction. You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So, Dr. Ayo...
Hey, Doc.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
It is so good to meet you. I truly hope you'll come to think of the Institute as your home.
Now hold still.
What do you do here?
Oh, I'm in charge of housing. It's my mission to ensure that you should know that many of us consider it a great see that you do.
Dr. Oberly.
Our new synths are so lifelike, I keep mistaking them for real people.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Scanning.
Are you seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock
That
some
armor
heads
should
together?
serve you well in a
was nothing
firefight.
short of a revelation.
The targeting package upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some courses with me. Send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between
Doc.
us
So,
and pretty much all the other departments.
Here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues.
Why? Don't you trust me?
Oh, it's nothing personal. I don't trust anyone. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding...
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I hate to break it to you, but your Courser wasn't all that tough.
Then it's likely the unit was defective. It's rare, but faults can occur from time to time. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
If you're the acting head of the SRB, who were you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervising the retrieval of some of the more high-profile units. In his absence, I keep things running smoothly.
Dr. Ayo.
Yes, what is it?
You mentioned that coursers undergo special training. Tell me more about it.
The SRB constantly monitors our Gen 3 synth population, looking for specific traits. Those who show tenacity, fearlessness, and independence undergo a rigorous training regimen. We teach them armed and unarmed combat, investigative techniques, psychology, and mechanical skills. Those who pass a final evaluation become coursers. The rest have their memories wiped and return to their former duties.
Justin.
Yes, what do you need?
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, I've got reports to deliver.
Like any machine, a synth can malfunction. Just wish it didn't happen so often.
Hey there.
I swear I spend half my time smoothing the feathers that Justin ruffles. We need to be able to collaborate with the other divisions, and that's...
Yeah, well...
Yeah, even worse. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
I hear we're about to get a new food supplement.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Remember to keep unnecessary power consumption to a minimum. Don't recharge unless your primary levels are below 2%. Also, if you haven't patched your navigation software, do so after this meeting. The last thing we need is more synths bumping into walls. All right, that's all for now. You can...
Hey, Doc.
It's a real juggling act, trying to keep all the systems down here operating in the green. This place might look shiny and new. I lose sleep worrying about...
Uh-huh. How old are we talking?
Well, the reactor and a lot of the related... Most of the superstructure down here was built later. I guess each generation's been tinkering with the to check on.
Dr. Thompson.
Power demand jumped another 5% this year.
Come now, Alan, it could have been anything. It was probably... Father's a great man. You must be very proud.
You smell like you've been above ground.
They were just a limb twitching. But her eyes were moving as well. Involuntary twitching and rapid eye movements while sleeping can only mean one thing, Max. You just don't want to admit to yourself what it is.
If you're about to...
Speeches about artificial sentience and machines with souls. Don't bother. I've heard enough of them by now. Hell, I can write them down from memory.
But we can't just ignore the question. If a synth can dream, why can't it have a soul? And if a synth has a soul, then it is a living person by every standard we can measure. Of course it is far more comfortable to think of them as machines. disapproval.
The work we do here.
Just a moment. I never said that. I'm simply trying to open everyone's eyes to new possibilities.
Excuse me, Doctor.
You've arrived at a momentous time. Our third generation saw a true breakthrough. Come, it's no exaggeration to say that they're superior.
What makes them super?
The list of improvements is exhaustive. I can talk for an hour. Right. Imagine what you could accomplish. Imagine what you could create. If you could, like I said.
Max.
All our divisions are important. But I tend to think of robotics as the first among equals.
Hey. All new synths must be processed without delay.
Doc. The synths are treating you well, I hope? Ah, it's you. You're finally with us. I'd just like to apologize for any trouble our synths may have caused for you on your way here. They, of course, couldn't be told of your identity, and they have very specific protocols for protecting themselves and instincts,
right.
Most of which I designed myself. Not to make problems for you, though.
Uh-huh. What's it to you?
Oh, forgive me, I realize... Well, I understand that if you require anything, especially as it pertains to synths, please let...
Hi, Doc.
Today is full of possibilities. Another lovely day, isn't it?
Welcome to the Institute.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but...
Why build it to...
We've advanced the technology behind synths to a point where this struck me as a new angle, if you will. Modeling it after myself seemed only natural, what, with the Institute?
Sure.
I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an... But I'll admit, I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, do you think you could love him?
I don't need a synth.
Yes, but not the Sean you were looking for.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help.
Right. Sean.
Let your surroundings be a reminder of what science and willpower can accomplish.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
No, I can't talk about it.
Doctor.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's... So?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the...
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious... Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on... It's a good thing, too, because the... You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
Allie.
Hi there. Something I can help you with?
Who built this place?
The construction of the Institute is the work of the original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge over time. Their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth, and it's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging. Just think what this place will look like 100 years.
Dr. Fillmore.
Greetings, sir.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
You've got technology here that I never dreamed possible.
I'm glad you can appreciate what we've accomplished. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. Unfortunately, no advancement comes. As remarkable as our synths are, the superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will.
What do you mean by...
I mean that while they are here in the Institute, fulfilling the purpose for which they were designed, our synths perform admirably. As you're about to see, however, they can become... A rogue synth has taken over the Raider game. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. Under his leadership, I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia.
Who erased his memory?
Those idealistic radicals who will deal with them in time. Now you should get moving.
Hey, Carla.
Hey there. Trading?
Did you say something?
Directions. You'll find
Hey.
Just what's on your mind?
This place is really coming together, huh? I can't take all the credit.
Here's that holotape you gave me. Full of Institute data. I hope.
Well, all right. I'll start digging into this.
What do you hope to find?
Whatever the Institute doesn't... all the good stuff on here is going to be encrypted. After that, well... I'm busy.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
My old man taught me that duct tape could fix anything. I don't think he was talking about bullet holes.
You really are one of the good guys, you know?
You told me that before. Why are you bringing it up again?
Well, I'm not sure you really get it. How, since we met, I think you know I've really come to respect. Most people are just out for themselves. But you're different. I've seen you risk your life more than once. I just wanted you to know that.
If any of that's true, a lot of it is...
Oh, thanks. All right, enough.
Well, I'm glad to see the relay didn't completely vaporize you.
The interceptor worked. It was rough.
Amazing. And...
Got it right here.
That's it. That's...
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's see. Retrovirus has matured nicely. Density gradient is high. Recombinant and counter-intron sequences look stable. Transcriptive exon strands have formed.
How are you going to test it?
On myself, of course. This serum will only counteract the specific strain of FEV that I infected myself with. All right. Here we go. And now, we wait.
How long will it...
I don't know. Nothing. I'm going to rest for a while. I'm back in any event, you kept your...
We've got company.
Now it's on.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nothing to worry about.
What's going on?
Can we trade a few things?
Most people are good at breaking things. I enjoy putting them back together.
Someday, super mutant.
That should do it.
I just want to trade a few things.
What's going on?
Just looking to trade a little.
Can it wait?
Life still ain't perfect, but we're surviving.
Welcome back. It needs some refinement, but I think we can consider my serum a qualified success.
Whew.
This is a qualified success?
There were some side effects to the process. I seem to have hair again, and I've retained some muscle mass. The genetic resequencer needs more work. Still, I take your point. This is a significant advance, but it will take years, perhaps still. You're welcome to make use of my lab. Or help yourself to any of this junk, if you want it. In the meantime, I have a lot of experiments to run. Excuse me.
Virgil?
Did you need something?
Protect and serve.
I'm gonna make this as painful as possible. Son of a... Is that it? Nice try. You should have given up. That all you got?
Get a fucking time with that! Get some, motherfucker!
Man, come back! I was having fun! Ah! Food on you better be worth it! Ah! You still alive? Christ!
Hold up a moment, sir. There's something important I need to tell you.
What is it?
I'm going to give you B592's reset code. If he hears the code phrase, it'll reset. You'll need to say B592 initialize factory reset, followed by the authorization. Once he's shut down, I can track.
What do you mean?
Put more simply, the recall code will render him unconscious. That's all, sir.
Hey.
I'm ready to move in, sir.
Hey. Okay. What we... You lead and I'll follow.
The raiders know we're coming. The sooner we get started, the better.
I guess you've got your reasons, but that just...
There we go.
This looks like junk to me. What we need is a good hurricane to blow this whole mess away.
Ready to go?
Excuse me.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
Well
Judging
done.
by your gear, I'm gonna guess you two are
Just like me.
Tell me, you made it to the Institute's so desperate for resources.
Sure. How much plunder it?
Ah.
So you...
What are you doing, boss? Keep your mouth shut! We got a modest little stash. I'll tell you what. I'll give it to you. You say?
Hell no. I hope this isn't just about the money.
That's the way you want it?
B592, initialize factory
Nice work, sir. I'll take the seat back. This is X688. Ready to be...
Well
Judging
done.
by your gear, I'm gonna guess you two are agents
Just
of the
like
Institute.
me.
So,
Made it to the
tell
top.
me, is the Institute so desperate for resources that it's stealing plunder from honest, hard-working Commonwealth gangs?
B592, initialize factory reset, authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
What? You okay? Gabriel, can you hear me? Shit, they did something to him! Take them out! Motherfucker!
Nice work, sir. I'll take the seat back. This is X688. Ready to reload with reclaimed synth B592.
Place is really coming together, huh? I can't take all the credit.
I'm feeling swell. Look, here in Sanctuary.
Oh, you're with the Minutemen, aren't you? You're doing good work out there.
Oh.
The Institute's a big place. It might take a while to learn where everything is.
Remember to conserve power at every opportunity.
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
Uh-huh. Why do you care?
Because there are forces on the surface that could pose We might diminish that danger by But enough about that. The task is done. I couldn't have hoped for a better. While you were away, you'll find all the basic necessities. As well. Go and have a look.
Sir, we've had another situation. A code red.
What? This is the third time in 2 weeks. This is unacceptable. How could this happen?
We think there was a system glitch. We're looking into it.
You're all useless. I'll figure out. In the meantime, tell the others to be on high alert. I want more patrols and more rounds.
Right away, sir.
Safety first. Anything even remotely
Remember
suspicious, report it immediately. This absolutely cannot happen again. Got it?
Your new quarters are here, sir. When you're finished here, sir, Father wants to see you.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
Synth unit, you were scheduled for maintenance duty at SRB last night. Anything you'd like to report?
Nothing to report, sir. I carried out my duties. As usual.
Dr. Ao saw you accessing a terminal. You know you are not permitted to access terminals in that section. Is Dr. Ao mistaken?
Yes. I mean, no, he's not. But I was only...
What is it? Were you or weren't you accessing a terminal in SRB?
I was, but I swear it's not what it sounds like. I was cleaning the terminal. Hello?
It switched on by mistake. I was just shutting it down.
Was that a stutter? Have you developed a defect, Unit? Maybe you need to be reset.
Sir, I assure you that won't be necessary.
Greetings, sir. Welcome to the commissary. Would you care for food?
Hello, Father. Tell me, what would you do when someone had...
That's a loaded question.
Institute property is not often taken from us.
Uh-huh.
The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. They no doubt mean to free these synths. In their delusion. You've been in contact with the Railroad.
What happened? What have they done?
They are in possession of technology. Usually they are a minor nuisance. But I'm afraid we've reached the point where we have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them.
Where are the synths located?
A small settlement at the... But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any... We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synth.
I'll act quickly.
You'll have a contact waiting for you.
Uh-huh.
I always thought this place was just a legend.
Hey.
What do you need?
Hi.
Whatever you need, you've got it.
It's time for us to part.
I'll head home.
Blah, blah, blah.
State of affairs for you folks.
I've been waiting for you.
Some or all of you may have...
What's our situation?
I assume you've been briefed?
Sure.
Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. The situation appears... We move in.
Hey.
Negative. You are not off. Here are the recall codes. SRB intelligence reports indicate that the synths are being... The mission's parameters just changed. Going to shoot it.
You there, Synth.
Come on, please. Just don't.
B250.
Here they are.
God, it's a Courser.
Issue the reset code.
No sudden moves.
Please, no.
Y915, initiate. All right, Synth.
Please.
C322, initiate. I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me.
F633, initiate.
That's all of them. Objective complete. Return to the... town. Make sure all hostiles have been eliminated. I will relay the synths back to the Institute. Report the father of... Good work.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
folks, I'd like to take a moment for something a little more personal than usual. As I'm sure you know all too well, I haven't always been the best at this job. Hey, let's face it, I've been pretty terrible. Thanks to the efforts of a few of my friends, I've decided to change how I look at things, how I live my life. I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank the Vault Dweller for lending me a hand. I really do appreciate it. All right, folks, that's enough said. Let's get it on back, shall we? Next, we've got Maiden Crosby with some advice that everyone can benefit from. Here's accentuate positive. Enjoyed that last number? The Minutemen are making waves in the Commonwealth, folks, and that's good news for all of us. The latest word is that they've retaken the castle, an old holdout of theirs from back in the day. From everything I've heard, it was no small feat to get that back under their control. There are some real monsters out there in the Commonwealth, folks. Now that they've set up shop, I'm told the Minutemen will be in a better position to help whoever in the Commonwealth might need them. That's good to hear, don't you think? Dead set on making it shake? Here's Big Maybell.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the only hope for humanity.
Uh-huh. So why come out here?
To put things in perspective, I suppose. Standing here, I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. Both of us.
But...
As a failsafe, of course, I was the perfect candidate. An infant. Well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, to not only do so, but managed extraordinary.
Why let me out now?
Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. An experiment. I had no idea what would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything. Perhaps most curious to me, would you?
Well, here I am. Was it worth it?
I believe so. There are... The synths have been safely returned and will be I hope you weren't at too much risk.
What do you mean, this...
Modifications will be made to correct the defects in their program. Not the first or last. The railroad remains an annoyance. And you, well, you've passed the test. Please, take this. It's time for you to become more involved in the... I'd like you to join me inside. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in. Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's important.
Call this a clean floor. Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust?
Dr. Lee.
Whatever it is, it'll have to wait.
Justin.
Do you mind?
Clayton.
Now's not really a good time.
Allie.
Can we maybe talk later?
Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ao has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
Of course.
Really? Well, there's no shame in being out of the loop, as it were. The project has been classified for quite a long time. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Can you tell me more about this reactor?
Certainly. It was originally built for the Commonwealth Institute of Technology before the war, but was only for testing. Over the years, we've advanced the technology, made a great many improvements, and are finally nearly ready to activate it. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir?
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't
Please,
be serious.
everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
There must be something we can do to help you.
The only thing that matters now is continuing the Institute's work. It will be all right. I assure you, we can talk more later. Right now, the future, the Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really? Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Dr. Fillmore.
Hi there. Something I can help you with?
Dr. Lee.
It's great to have you here.
I often wonder what the Institute's founders would think of our accomplishments.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once.
I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us, but for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically engineered crops.
The commissary is always open. Would you like some processes?
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead the...
Absolutely.
All right, let's go over the details. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online, we're going to have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means you're going to the mass fusion building to acquire a beryllium.
Consider it done.
I'll consider it done when I've got it in.
You're going?
Not really, no. I admit I'm not fond of going up top, but this device we're after, it's very sensitive equipment. So, are you gonna...
Sounds good. I'd appreciate the company.
But here we are. Not to put more pressure on you, but we have to move quickly. We don't want them getting the edge. Head on up to the relay.
Nothing to report, sir.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs. Victory!
Take no prisoners! Honor and glory.
rest of the building.
Yes.
Calm down, Noel. You knew that this was coming. I don't understand why you're acting this way.
Don't tell me to calm down, Carl. When we started designing the beryllium agitator, you said it would be for the benefit of mankind. Instead, I find out that you have been planning on turning it over to the military all along. You lied to me.
Don't give me that high and mighty attitude. Have you picked up a newspaper lately? There's a war going on out there, Doctor. And if our side's going to win, it needs all the help it can get.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Since when did science start taking sides? What did they promise you, Carl? Money? Political favors? A goddamn medal?
That's enough.
Going down.
Like it or not, when the testing cycle is completed, I'm crating up the agitator and sending it off to Washington. Now, you have two choices. Either you can get back to work, or you can get the hell out of my building.
Going down.
Alan.
It's an ambush! Well, isn't this...
What was that?
I hear things all day.
Going up. Going down.
Allie.
Well, isn't this fun?
Got it.
There's the reactor. Not a bad piece of work for its time.
I'm in.
We have a situation.
Guess they weren't so good at mitigating radiation back in those days. Levels are almost off the charts.
Now cycling airlock. Please wait. Initiating decontamination sequence. Decontamination complete. You may proceed. Security alert in the reactor chamber. Emergency lockdown initiated. Please wait. Decontamination complete.
Dr. Fillmore.
This wasn't really what I planned on doing today. beaten, do they? I'll help the synths buy some time. Make sure you get back to the Institute with the agitator.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
The Institute's a big place. It might take a while to learn where everything is.
Dr. Fillmore.
I think that was enough excitement for, well, thank you, really.
Sure.
I'll make sure the agitator. I understand Father is anxious to get you involved in.
Sticking to the regimen? Interesting. And you've been getting extra rest?
Are there many more of these questions?
I see.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. I think that will be all for now.
But I haven't quite finished.
You wanted to see me?
I understand mass fusion was a success, despite...
What did you hear?
Dr. Fillmore's report was... The Brotherhood's intervention must be placed in a larger context, however. Future conflict with them is guaranteed. We are, after all. It also cannot go unnoticed that there were... concern. I, of course, never doubted your commitment to our cause. But by directly, I'm proud of you, regardless. The Brotherhood is an issue for the future.
Right.
And look at me. Rambling. I'm wasting time.
Whatever it is?
I certainly hope so. This situation, I'm afraid, is something of your creation, however.
What do you mean by that? What's happened?
Well,
sure.
Apparently there was some miscommunication, and this individual called for help.
which arrived in the form of... My understanding is that no shots have been fired. I need you to go there and speak. Dr. Thompson is on. I know you can resolve this situation. But...
Why all this effort?
Mr. Wallace? Despite a lack of formal training, our surveillance has shown, with his help, we may be able to...
You're an unexpected surprise. These Institute bastards aren't getting away. They'll have to go through... We don't know quite what we're up against, but it's good...
Can you bring me up to speed?
Commonwealth citizen lives in that there observatory. Institute thugs showed up to haul him off, only he spotted them coming. He managed to fire off a flare gun, got our attention, and we got up here as quick as... So, how do you want to... But then we realized we probably ought to storm the place, to make sure they can't...
Sure.
That makes sense, right? So, you want to lead the charge?
No one is going to do anything.
I don't... Are you kidding me? If we don't do something now, they're going to take that port... Are you going to order the attack?
This whole thing is just a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding. Can't wait to hear this.
You sure you're willing to risk being...
Look, I just want people to be safe, you know? I don't want... We won't start shooting or nothing. But you...
Oh, thank God you're here. I was starting to worry we might not make it out of this mess.
How exactly did this...
I'm not suited for field work. I've said that over and... There was no indication that Wallace had been in contact with anyone or was aware that we might be watching him. If I'd known, I don't know. I know he's potentially important to Phase 3 and all, but
Why did the Institute...
They thought I'd be able to relate to him with my... I know they've been keeping an eye on him for years. Not sure how they... But once they realized how smart he was and what an asset he could be for Phase 3, I think they even fed him scientific material from time to time to see how good he was, you know. Let's just get Wallace...
What is this Wallace guy?
Wallace is, well, brilliant biologist. He truly has a gift when it comes to theoretical physics. With his help, there's a slight problem. I was thinking... Don't make him angry. Let him know we're not going to hurt him. Looking forward to working for you, future director.
Mr. Wallace, I'm here to talk to you.
You're another one of them, aren't you? Are you a robot?
Sir, are you okay?
I'm locked in a bathroom. I've heard all the stories. I know exactly what happens to people when the
Hey, just calm down.
Fine.
Mr. Wallace, Would you be...
Help the Institute, but...
Sure.
The Institute has an engineering problem that you're... In exchange for helping us out, whatever research you wanted to perform, you'd be safe and secure in a way...
Think about your future, Wally.
I suppose that's okay.
You must be pretty excited being named the next director. Okay, thanks.
You're gonna bring him in?
Oh, yeah. Don't want it? I'll see you back in the...
Yes?
Just as you gave life to Father, he gave life to many of us.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace. Had its back up the wall.
There you are. I cannot express how pleased I am. Our new guest is familiarizing himself with his surroundings. Yet he's already pointed out. With his help, Phase 3 will be ready in no...
A lot of work went into this before I even arrived.
It shouldn't take long at all. The facility... There is one more part for you to play.
Right.
It is time to announce our presence to the Commonwealth. To request that they do not interfere.
That's a good idea. Hopefully we...
Yes, that is one goal. And if you are to be the new director of the... We've prepared some remarks for you to record. Once you're finished, we'll use the microphone here and follow the script. It's quite simple.
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists. That we are among you. It is true. But it is not the whole truth. We're here. And we are the future. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth. Today, we activate our nuclear reactor, ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist. Ensuring that mankind has a future. We have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your daily lives. We simply insist that you do not interfere with Institute operations. To do so would result in your complete annihilation. Rest easy. Know that the future is in safe hands, and that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
Well, that was interesting. Perhaps not what we originally intended.
Right.
Now it's time to make sure. How would you feel about making a little...
I could use some
A quaint phrase. Though I'm afraid the air there is... The radio station in Diamond City is listening. If we'd like the people to hear what... Before we preempt their broadcast. I've been assured that the necessary parts are on site. Report back when you're done.
crime in Goodneighbor has a new enemy.
Things with Scarlet didn't really, work out. But that's fine.
Hey.
I haven't forgotten what you've done for me. You think the radio sounds better these days? I'm not getting nearly as many complaints.
I'll need to find those radio parts.
Oh, hey. How are you?
Travis.
You think the radio sounds better these days? I'm not getting nearly as many complaints. I haven't forgotten what you've done for me.
Okay. Let's try this.
Oh, hey. How are you?
Maybe this goes here? Alright, in you go.
Oh, hey. How are you?
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
Holding our food supply hostage. Pigs and look aren't the reason.
All maintenance requests should be directed to the facility
you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths.
I suppose congratulations are in order.
Enjoy your trip to the big city. It's done then? The transmit.
Everything is in place.
Good. Once the reactor is online, I'll let you do the... This, my friends, is the moment we've all worked towards. After all your efforts, the time has finally come to start our reactor. No longer will we be forced to compromise to survive. No more will we need worry about outpacing our resources. My father and I couldn't be more... more proud of what you have helped us accomplish. And we look forward to achieving even greater things in the future. The Institute is now truly mankind's best hope. Thank you. All of you.
He's gone too far this time.
Son.
It's almost hard to believe. After all those years of hard work, look what you've made.
Right. Now that the reactor works?
We'll get to that. There's more work to be done before... The Directorate has convened a meeting about how to proceed.
Uh-huh.
Take good care of yourself, and you won't have to see too much of me.
Power demand jumped another 5% this year.
Productivity.
I wish you could have known Father as you.
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator. I couldn't be more
May I be the
pleased with
first to
Father's
welcome
choice
you.
of a new
We're
director.
looking forward to working.
Congratulations.
Let's just get down to business.
Yes, of course.
Right now, we're all here because it's finally time to stand up.
Let's not be dramatic.
There's nothing dramatic about it. We're in a position to push back, to assert ourselves here.
To bring you up to speed, obviously there are groups in the Commonwealth that stand in opposition to the Institute. With the reactor now online, to not only expand synth production, but to project power to a much greater degree.
Where are you going with this?
Well, the Directorate has agreed that steps must be taken to ensure our safety and...
Let's not beat around the bush. The Directorate has agreed...
As the incoming director, we felt it important to inform... So, where do you...
I agree. We hit them hard, before they have time to react to our...
Good. That's just...
As director, it's up to you and how we focus our efforts and achieve. We'd like your input on what direction we should take. Do we increase synth production or focus on weapons development?
Synths are the Institute's greatest strength. The more we have...
Well said. I'll see that the necessary... Thank you very much for your time. That's all we have for the moment. I believe Father wished to speak.
Being the director of the Institute is a serious commitment. I hope you understand that.
Ah, there you are. You've met with the Directorate. I assume they made their intentions known? It was difficult for them to reach the decision to engage in open hostility. What about you?
It's the only way we can ensure the Institute's safety. That makes it the right thing to do.
I'm glad you agree. None what comes next will be easy.
You know, Father, it's no secret that you worked with the Railroad in order...
The depth of your involvement with them has been called into question repeatedly. The question is, where do you stand?
How I feel about them?
No, it is important. For the Institute's position in the Commonwealth to be secure, as our primary above-ground operative and someone who has had previous contact. So what I'm getting at...
I can take care of them.
Good.
Sean.
It's unfortunate that it's come to this.
We've heard some very disturbing things about you. That you've been to the Institute. That you're actually... You're lucky we don't...
Who told you that?
I'm not about to divulge anything. Get the hell out of here.
Desdemona.
Just leave. Sam!
Shit.
Come back here, damn it!
Oh, God.
Where'd you go?
Don't look. Time. synth!
Sweet. Terminal only.
So, the work is done. I am sorry. I know it was likely difficult for you.
It was tough, yeah.
I assure you that there was no other way. Their fanaticism wouldn't have allowed it. There is obviously one final threat the Institute faces.
Whatever it is, we can handle it.
I believe so. But in this case, what matters most is how we...
Right.
The Brotherhood of Steel covets technology, and they will eventually come for us. We need to destroy them.
You're right.
I'm glad you... But the problem with the Brotherhood of Steel goes beyond the edges of the Commonwealth.
There are more of them out there in the world, Father. And they too will come for us.
You have something in mind if that happens.
I'd like to prevent it from happening in the first place. We will show them that if they interfere with us, the very technology they value so highly will be turned against them. We will teach them that we can appear at a moment's notice, wherever we please, and they cannot ever stop us. They will know better than to ever interfere with us again.
You seem pretty convinced this will work.
The Institute is nothing if not thorough. Dr. Lee should be expecting you in her lab. She can fill you in on the details. Time is of the essence.
At last, we have power adequate to our needs.
Dr. Lee.
What can I do for you?
What have you got to help me with Liberty Prime?
It's that time then, is it? Well, let's get to it. Dr. Orman, over here, please. It's time.
What now? I'm still working over the code that the robotics sent over. The algorithm is a mess. It's not even close to peak efficiency.
It would seem we've run out of time. Let's go. We're going to cover the basics of the operation as it stands now. Dr. Orman has done most of the prep work, so I'll let her explain.
Okay, thanks. Is this really exciting, or is it just me? So, you know that the Brotherhood's main operation is at the airport, right?
I'm aware of that, yes.
Okay, good. If they were a little less intelligent, we wouldn't even be talking about this. We'd have just swarmed them with synths. But they're not idiots. They've managed to generate an EM field that's messing with our ability to relay in.
So we just relay onto the airship and sabotage it.
Won't do us any good. There's no direct connection between their robot and the airship. So the immediate area around their encampment is a no-go. They don't, however, have the entire airport covered. We can relay you in to a point at the edge of the airport, and then you can get in and take down the generators.
Sure. We'll have...
Exactly. You'll have surprise on your side. Should give you some time before they can organize a real defense. For every generator you take down, it means we can start relaying in synths, giving you even more of an advantage. And, oh! I almost forgot. Take these.
And these would be...
Oh, you'll like this. This thing, and I haven't come up with a good name for it yet, it basically deploys a beacon marker. Wherever they land, we can lock onto them. We've only got...
Okay, that's pretty...
I know, right? I mean, your real job...
What's Liberty Prime?
Dr. Lee can give you the rundown.
Yes, well, the Brotherhood discovered him. An old pre-war military project that never saw the light of day due to power problems that couldn't be solved. With my assistance, they were able to get his reactor running and use him against their enemies.
What did you do?
I designed and oversaw the building of the reactor that ultimately solved the power problems. The point here is that in designing the power system for the robot, I had full knowledge of every onboard system. I know exactly what it is capable of and precisely how to exploit those capabilities.
We've taken everything we know, made a few modifications, and, this part was my idea, uploaded the whole thing into a modified synth, capable of delivering the virus directly into Liberty Prime. The little guy is going to be exposed and vulnerable, so you'll have to keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't get shot, you know?
What exactly is this virus gonna do for us?
Well, if nothing else, it'll take over the weapon systems, and establish their airship as a primary target. So your end goal... Oh, and don't worry, we'll pull you out of there before everything explodes.
If you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, they'll be waiting for you in the relay room.
Have we got a plan B?
We don't need a plan B. This will work.
Uh-huh. What have I got for backup?
Once the generators are down, we'll be able to throw everything we've...
No questions.
Very well.
Dr. Lee might not show it, but I can tell she's excited about having the reactor online.
You've done well so far. The evaluation is above.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
Higgs and Logan have officially lost their minds. They'll be lucky not to be exiled. They can't hide from us.
It right there.
What was that?
Sensor reading detected.
Proceeding to target. Initiating transfer. Please defend this position.
Leave no survivors.
Core system. Initializing.
Central processor.
Terminating with extreme readiness. Targeting parameters offline. Recalibrating.
No!
incursion by communist forces cannot succeed. Initiating Directive 7395. Destroy all communists.
Time to go, sir. We're relaying to a safe location.
Couple of sources saying that you were the one leading.
I'm busy.
Is bigger than strong.
Hey, Valentine.
Time to hit the road again? Get back to the hunt for it?
Not now.
Well, I'll be around.
So many humans. Not many super mutants. Someday, super mutants kill everything. Why fit? Just get new one. Wrong getting hungry. Want someone to eat. So much walking. Want to do more fighting.
Can't wait to get out of this goddamn heat.
Strong hope we find milk of human kindness soon. Strong want to smash something. Fist was weak leader. Strong glad to be rid of him. So boring. Humans all look funny. Humans all look funny. Wish a buckethead would show up. I'd rip his legs clean off.
Only thing better than getting pissed is picking a fight. Am I right?
So much walking. Want to do more fighting? Someday, super mutants kill everything. Strong getting hungry. Want someone to eat.
I don't mind hoofing it as long as there's some excitement at the end of the road. Nothing's more satisfying than a smoking gun and a pocket full of cats.
Strong glad to be rid of him.
Should be a fun day.
You great fighter. Strong follow. Oh, you always. World is bigger than Strong knew. So many humans, not many mutants. Strong want to. Strong hope we find the milk of humankind soon. Strong want to smash something. So many humans, not many super mutants. Strong hope we find milk of humankind soon.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
Hello, Sean.
Ah. There you are. I've already heard the news. But of course you wouldn't be here if it weren't a success. I'm glad it worked, but I'm glad you're safe.
Are you comfortable?
It's good of you to ask. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Just take care of the Institute. Take care of its people. They're good people. You know that. Allie has always been loyal to the Institute. And to me.
You can rely on her for help. Once I'm gone, it's all up.
Isn't there some other way? Another trip?
Nothing permanent, no. The inevitable could be delayed, but I simply decided. Don't worry about me. Our time together has... I spent years wondering what you were like. Thinking about...
Right.
I want you to know that... Yes. Thank you. You've helped a boy achieve... I think.
I've lost Sean. All over again. I close my eyes. I see my life before all of this. Before the bombs. Everything can change in an instant. And the future you plan for yourself shifts, whether or not you're ready. At some point, it happens to all of us. This wasn't the world I wanted, but it was the one I found myself in. The Commonwealth. My home. Ripped apart and put back together. I hoped I could find my family, cheat time, make us whole again. The way we were. But now I know. I know I can't go back. I know the world has changed. That the road ahead will be hard. This time, I'm ready. Because I know war. War never changes.
Must make you proud to see all that Father has done. All that he has built.
Father has done remarkable things. I would not exist were it not. For him.
From what I hear, that rogue scent of Libertalia, real menace.
For goodness sake, be reasonable. I know you can hear me, now
What's going on?
What's the use? Dr. Higgs and Dr. Loken have decided to protest. They've taken control of the bioscience.
I'm sure they'll...
I know these men.
Maybe I can read.
I believe I can help. I can unlock the... From there, you should be. If you can't reason, that should give you some options.
Can't pick this.
Here we are. Just give me a moment. There, it's unlocked.
Hello, engaging hostile life form.
something. Made it past the guards, hmm? Impressive. If you've come to change our minds, then you're wasting your time.
Can we talk about this?
Father chose not to talk to the Directorate before anointing you.
Father believed in me.
How could you hope to lead us when you hardly know anything about... I'm sure you mean well, but you must see that it...
Uh-huh. I'm under no illusion that this will be easy.
Your determination is admirable.
Uh-huh.
The truth is simply this. You have no idea...
Sure. Can't you at least give me...
A chance? What do you think, Max?
Even the most fastidious researcher must sometimes take a leap of faith. I say let's give it a try.
Very well, then. Open the door, and let's return to the fold.
Since, abort command override and resume normal functions.
Only opens with a key.
Bravo! I admit I was fearing for the worst, but I can see that I underestimated you.
What do you mean you feared...
I just didn't want to see any... There is one further matter to... Obviously, some kind of disciplinary action must...
Put them on probation. Limit their...
That's more than fair. I'll see you to... I'll take that holotape back. I also wanted to offer you something as a... I know that your work often takes you to the surface, which...
Right.
I gathered these items together for you. I think...
I wish you could have known Father as we have.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
I know this is a difficult time, but you're the director now. It's time for you to lead us.
Scanning unknown identity. Clear.
Liam's been trying to teach me robotics. It's more complicated than I thought.
Hey.
Dr. Watson doesn't think I'm Institute material.
Dr. Holdren.
Director, good. I'm glad you're... I believe we can improve. To test this, I expect I'll eventually need several.
How do I...
Well,
I suppose you'll just cut off some of its flesh? Probably.
You need a tissue?
That's right. Now remember, I don't need it right...
This place really is remarkable.
Do you think it's weird that I've never seen the surface?
Hey, Sean.
Hi, Dad. I've been waiting for you.
Hi, son.
I'm glad I don't have to keep waiting. Here, this is for you. It's a hollow... Is it true that he died? I liked him.
Yeah.
But you must be pretty. Hey, Dad, can you do something for me? Next time you're above ground, can you look for something? I can really use. I bet I can make something...
Sure thing, Sean.
Thanks, Dad.
If you encounter a hazardous chemical spill, please alert the Facilities Division immediately.
If you are hearing this, then the time has come. I am gone. I can no longer look after young Sean. I hope that you might be willing.
Suffering.
He has been reprogrammed to believe he is your son. I hope that was not too presumptuous on my part. Both he and you deserve a chance to be a family. Please, take care of him.
Wow, it's hot today.
Hi, Sean.
Did you find what I needed?
Yep.
Oh, come on. No, tell me when you get one.
Operating at full capacity.
Unit X688 speaks highly of your combat skills.
You showed a lot of leniency with Dr. Higgs and Dr. Logan.
You've done it, sir. I don't envy you. Succeeding.
I wanted to compliment you on your handling of the situation in bioscience. Bravo. Higgs and Logan are lucky to be alive. Not everyone would have handled that situation as well as you did.
We're keeping Dr. Higgs and Dr. Logan under close observation.
Greetings, sir.
Have you seen J522 around? He didn't show up for duty today. Can't seem to find...
If you require maintenance, please file a report with the Facilities Division.
Dr. Ao was looking for you. It sounded important.
Director, hello. If I may take a moment of your time, we're having some trouble on the surface. There's a den of those abominable... We've had to recall the synth...
I'll take care of those feral...
I have no They are also quite territorial. Good luck.
Did Dr. Ao find you? He wanted to talk to you about something.
He's gone too far.
You smell like you've been above ground.
Welcome. Please, step this way for processing. I apologize for any disruptions that my work might cause.
All this must be a little overwhelming for you.
Your presence here is a great gift, not just to Father, but to all of us.
The Institute is in your hands now, Director.
Even though I'm a synth, Alan and Liam have made me feel like a part of their family.
Huh?
Father has accomplished so much. I hope
Well,
you can
hello.
appreciate it.
Hi, mister.
As we do.
Dr. Ao needs to speak to you, sir. You can find him in the SRB wing during duty hours.